but their PBs.
I was about to say, start your sweet talk right now, because you're gonna have to play the winner or the loser of these two.
Goodness,
I guess you at least get the loser, not the winner. I said, pick
Where
your
am
poison
I?
here. These are the
Their
very
PBs?
bottom of the winners bracket.
Yeah, their PBs are actually Vayastrike must have just PB'd. Yeah, he PB'd on the 10th. So, because their PBs are 13 seconds apart. Crismas with a 41.23.
Wow.
Vaya with a 41.36. So these are some top tier runners, both capable of 41s, possibly even 40s, if they go super hard.
So here we are, match already underway. Both of them going for main brace. Some you see us scrubs struggle with. They're nailing it, easy peasy, nothing to worry about. This is one, you guys. It's a just like the last match, but also very different. It's going to be a great treat for you guys. What's going to be different is that both of them are going to be playing on an absolutely insane level. The two best players we've seen tonight. Moving into Luckjaw, both of them are going for it. They're both going to hit it. Watch this. It's going to be whatever. Crismas jumping in. She's got it. It's whatever. Vayastrike. Oh, I jinxed him, dude. There's no way I was going to jinx him.
Feels bad.
Feels bad. All right, well, that's a minor. But again, notice all these little mistakes. Because with two players, 13 seconds apart at an optimized level in this game, every little mistake is going to be magnified in this run.
Yeah, it's something where you talk about, like, PBs by a certain amount, but like when you're at the high end, a PB difference of 10 seconds can be substantial because there's only like a minute left in the game to save in general. So 10 seconds is a lot of that.
Yeah. All right, here we are. Fakes. That's going to be another big one right there. How many fakes are you predicting for each of them right here?
Fakeless for Crismas, 2 for Vaya.
All right. Crismas already 1 for 1. And fakeless for Crismas. Vaya already got 1. No fakes on screen yet. Let's see.
Oh, fakeless.
Double fakeless, ladies and gentlemen.
That's good. We don't want Crow screwing over this run.
No. This match is good enough. Crow needed to have no effect on it, so that's awesome to see. All right, setting up for our next wrong warp right here. Looks like Chris was successfully able to set it up, and a fast one at that. What's beautiful you can notice about the top tier players is not only do they hit all these tricks, they hit them fast.
Vaya attempts the 2-1 jump, doesn't get it, so loses a little bit of time.
We're going to make up for it right here. Commentator's curse, there's no way it's going to happen. He's going to hit the big boy right here in Cleaver like it's nothing. He does. Okay, that's something I made up for it. Again, easy tricks for these guys.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. On we go. Both these players, with the exception of missing the Luckjaw in World 1, both these players on very similar runs right now. Just a few second advantage it is for Crismas right now. Interesting to note, Vayastrike only showing game feed right now for himself, which, we as the commentators like to use as a little bit better gauge for how they're comparing to one another. But electing to just give nothing, almost like a mystery tournament feel, not showing anything, as minimalist as possible, being very serious about wanting to take home the crown right now. The winner of this to know will move on to face Feast, a great Japanese runner, and the number 3 seed in this bracket.
The winner's bracket is going to be impressive to watch for the rest of the tournament moving forward.
Yes.
A bunch of monsters
absolutely.
duking it out.
No scrubs left. Monsters have already been knocked out left and right into loser's bracket. We're getting to the point where loser's bracket's about to be a bunch of monsters. All right, moving into Cleaver. We've seen Cleaver have more of an effect on matches tonight than he probably should. Let's see how it goes. Once again, praying for neither one of these players taking a dunk in the lava off a lava fly, because both of them are going for it.
There is the small bits of RNG as well. It's not nearly as big as what Crow can be. Either version of Crow, actually, but it is small bits that can add up.
All right, Chris was going for lava fly and got it herself. My stream lagged for her right as she was about to land. I was like, oh god, no.
What happened? Yeah, lava fly is a pretty standard technique for these runners, so
Not something they stress about. I have seen high-level players, like I saw Reflected miss it at the AGDQ 2015 four-way race. So it's always something I worry about a little bit, even for the top-tier runners. Ooh, Vayastrike throwing a ball. Misses twice, and throws it into the drink. Just needs to get this hit. He's going to have a Diddy rap at the very least right here.
That's the first major mistake. So Christmas now has big enough lead to say that she's in the lead for sure.
Yeah, probably pushed it to more like a 15-second lead, probably a little less than 20 at this point. That was an uncharacteristic mistake. Tried to get the swaggy hit, not necessarily saying he was going for swag. Sometimes the best hits genuinely are with kind of rearing back with Dixie's hair there with the cannonball.
It seemed like he was trying to hit it, but it didn't work.
Yeah. Maybe you also have, I know sometimes I just won't get Dixie turned around the right way. Maybe he didn't and then tried to extend it at the last second. Regardless, it was a mistake, and it's something he's having to deal with right now. He's already got Dixie back, so it's not affecting him right now. Looks like either of these players going to get the G. Now, Christmas missing the G just by a couple pixels.
The G isn't a guarantee at all. It's mostly luck, I think.
The G is pretty tough to get. Every time I've gotten it, I'm just like, okay.
Feels so nice.
It feels like a one-frame trick because of that. Considering how many 2- and 3-frame tricks there are in this run that I hit like somewhat consistently, I feel like that's got to be a one-frame trick. And one frame and maybe even a couple of pixels needed. You have to jump into the right part of the cloaker. All right, so here we are in Glimmers. Again, notice any little mistakes. Once again, players of this caliber, this is magnified.
Yeah. Especially because they're also trying to cut it even closer than other runners will. We'll try to cut our corners, but not nearly as close as these guys will.
No. As long as we generally get through the level, we're pretty much okay with it.
Yeah.
Christmas scraping a couple of corners right there, and it might not seem like a lot, but it's a relatively significant amount of time it can make up for by the end of the level. So far from what I've seen, it looks like Vaya's had pretty clean movement through here. Again, you know he's probably kicking himself over all that crap in the cleaver fight.
We did see Josh, though, handle the rest of his run very nicely after having a much bigger mistake in cleavers. So
yes,
hopefully Vaya can keep a similar mentality to Josh. Hold it together.
Yeah, it's always interesting to know, like, who goes on tilt on those sorts of mistakes, who actually kind of just plays better. I've seen both New Age Retro Hippie and Eason in recent memory in some of these matches. Even though they lost, after they made their big mistakes, had their big deaths, they actually seem to play better. They just went for everything and just went God mode on the game. All right.
Crockhead. A lot of fancy rolls you'll see here. Very difficult to do, especially the ones on the crockheads themselves, because the crockheads bounce up and down, and that can mess with your inputs. It's not solid ground you're on, so it.
No.
Weird.
Yeah, that's what causes the eating of the inputs. Both players looking very clean so far in crockhead right now. Again, what we're expecting. Match of this caliber, you're really watching the top player. Looks like Christmas electing to take it just a little bit safe. That's the first safety strat I've seen from her.
That might have
electing
been also
to grab
just an early jump. It's hard to tell if that was a mistake or intentional.
Oh, sure. So maybe losing about a second there, not much. Looks like both of them able to clear the scary ending to that level. Those last 3 rolls off those crocs can be very detrimental if not executed correctly. You either get them or you die. That's pretty scary. All right, let's see how both players are able to deal with Rattle Battle. Again, players at high levels, I generally don't see much of a problem with them with Rattle Battle. There's not a big difference I find between the kind of intermediate Rattle Battle and the advanced version of it. Although Chris is back there making a little bit of an error herself. Yeah, maybe losing a second or two. Ooh, takes a hit right there. And commentator's curse, I guess.
Keep going.
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah. To me, I find the strat is not to. Yeah, she played it smart right there. She took just a little extra half second to make sure that barrel wasn't going to snipe her. All right, gets the secret Dixie barrel and moves up.
In basically the same spot. That's a pretty tough section to get through. I don't like it.
Yeah, without the I'm assuming it was the blue kaboings that they were running into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a DK barrel right behind it, but you don't want to turn back for it because that's way too slow.
So Vaya had a little bit of a chance there, just claw back in by just a few seconds. Not able to get it, though. Probably pretty much matched Christmas right there. Looks like, once again, let's not see any failed slime climb wrong warps. There's nothing worse than that. What makes it bad is that if you fail it, the game, for the most part, will put you back at the checkpoint, meaning you just have to finish the level. All right, so let's see. Vaya coming up on it as well, and throws, and is gone. Out of there. All right. All right, moving through
major thing is going to be the vine clip. And it's definitely not a free trick, even at the highest level of play. So there could be mistakes made on both ends. And the mistakes, it depends on what kind of mistake you end up with if you fail it. If you lose a Kong, that's incredibly bad. If you don't lose a Kong, then it's not the worst. You lose maybe like 8 seconds or so. We'll see what happens. Christmas is coming up to it right now. Just got to make her way through these last few.
Making it look easy, moving through. That is not easy.
Picture perfect.
I don't know how many pixels it is, but it's only a few pixels that you have to work with.
It's not enough pixels, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. To be as free as some of these players make it look like. And Vaya needed to respond there. Yeah. Even something like that as small as that's only a 7-second advantage for a player who would get it. A race like this, you need every second you can. And both
Vine clip is easy every time. Sorry, chat. I was talking about a different strat. Vine clip is easy every time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You'd still see mistakes here. These quick hits they're going for. Well, like we said last match, these high-level runners usually don't mess this up. It's happened, but very rare.
Yeah, all these quick hits, getting them so far. They probably look scarier than they actually are to the top players, but I have seen some top players. I've seen actually a fair amount of dropped quick hits here. Not tonight necessarily, and none from these two players yet.
Yeah, it looks like Christmas is 1 cycle ahead right now. A little bit more than that, which is about 15-ish seconds lead.
Yep, and that is a picture perfect. Oh, is this her? Oh, so I'm gonna go ahead and jinx her, I'm sure, but Christmas is actually 26 seconds ahead of her PB right now.
If you read her splits, it says, "I hate my real splits, WTF, man." These are not her real splits.
Oh, so she's not at all. Okay, these are not real splits.
She might be on PB pace, but
I mean, she's had a pretty darn good run. It's been fakeless. Yeah. Next to no mistakes, the whole thing.
Vaya's PB is also about 13 seconds slower, so Vaya being about 13 seconds behind is also having a good run.
I want to say, she just got into Horner Hole not that long ago. He's in it as well, so we're right there. Let's time that. We're going through the scrolly scroll. She is able to nail all of it, takes the damage, and elects to climb the wall. Moving through. Vaya coming up on the scrolly scroll himself. Not something you see people fail too often, but I have seen a few times in this tournament. A couple earlier today. All right, both players able to successfully get it.
Oh, Vaya has a slight misstep on the honey climb. It's not an easy thing to climb this honey, and so sometimes if you don't do it, you got to wait for that B. That's what he did.
I always bring it up. You always figure probably watching this, if you haven't played this game, you probably watch the climbing the honey and think, oh, it's probably like a Mega Man X wall kick or wall jump. It's not at all. You need to confirm that you have grabbed the wall and then jump out and to the right. Otherwise, you will not do anything. You'll just sit there on the wall. So to see players when they climb it optimally is actually pretty impressive. So from what I can count here, just looking at stream delay at least, again, we don't know exactly what it is, not having a timer for Vayastrike. It looks like it's about an 18-second advantage for Christmas. So once again, that's less than a Bramble Scramble Wrong Warp. And that's again, like, you really don't want to miss it in this situation because you assume at this level your opponent's going to get it first try. So I have to get it first try.
And Bramble Scramble is just a trick you have to be able to do, because to get a run this far and then lose it to one trick, that's very discouraging probably for a top level runner. And so they have most of these tricks nailed to like a 95% consistency. Because one mistake is a reset, pretty much.
All right, how are we going? Interesting to note, Christmas electing not to go for the flitter skip there at the end, electing to also not go for swag balloon. We've kind of, it's definitely a meme we talk about a lot here. It might be kind of a mindset right now for her and for a couple of these top players.
If I recall correctly, I think Christmas is adamantly against the swag balloon.
Neither one of them taking the swag balloon. All right. Got a little cheeky match right here. Okay, all right. Christmas coming up with the setup does get the clash.
Yeah, also opting to do the Kipple's Corner, the safe strat.
Yeah, good for her. Just don't lose a match to that.
Yeah, I'll see if
PB runs, we can worry about that later. Yeah, he is doing the same.
Yeah.
Yep. Basically identical, so we should have no difference in the lead after that. So good for both players getting out of there, not letting that decide the race. Right now, this race is coming down to the errors on Cleaver for Vaya.
That's pretty much all that separates them, actually.
All right, so I would have let you ask me if I had won earlier. As we're going through this auto-scroller right now, how are you feeling about next round?
I'm ready to play some Space Station Silicon Valley. I'm going to put it that way.
Heck yeah, dude. I'm going to do a mid-match interview with you since they're just going through this auto-scroll now. Neither one of them's going to die. I'm so sorry if there's commentators curse there. How is that run?
It's a good run, in my opinion. There's a lot of different techniques that you have to do because you're never playing as the same character, and every character is different. There is some bits where you're just sort of walking between important sections, but so it's more about how you can execute during those intricate sections as opposed to overall movement base. It's one of my favorite games as well. So
yeah, I've always wanted to play a real cult classic for the N64 I always knew about. But here we are, Christmas moving into Mudhole right now. Mudhole at a high level, from what I can tell, gets much, much scarier than it is at an intermediate level. You're going to be rolling under some platforms, even as you saw from her right there.
You'll see a roll coming up here, right before where the invincibility barrel is, this roll. She doesn't go for it, okay. That's sincere. You can roll from one barrel to the other, or one barrel onto the land, and that's a very tight window. You pick up the controller and try it, maybe 1 in 100 you'll get it. Vaya goes for it and makes it, but that roll right there is deadly.
Oh, but dies at the very end of the eagle pit in an unconventional way, just missed the platform. That is so detrimental to this race right now. Very much didn't need that first death of the race.
Meanwhile, Christmas had some errors on getting that cannonball over to do the wrong warp, but she's over. Not nearly as big a mistake as what Vaya did, but oh no! And, yeah, so you can see we just these rolls are very difficult, and they're not something anybody goes for unless you're a high level runner like these guys. So you can see why this is a dangerous level right here.
I'm sure this is frustrating. I'm sure Vaya probably felt like, all right, I'm despite that cleaver mess, and it is Christmas, I was right there. He's got to know he's digging a hole for himself right now.
Yeah.
Does make the platform. It is in Sonic's
no!
Almost went in the bonus barrel. That was a terrible
bonus game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we almost saw a bonus game in this top 16 winners match. So that's obviously going to make it very, very hard for him. He knows he's going up against a great opponent. Definitely going to need some Web Woods PCP help at this point. I do realize what I just said, don't worry. All right, turning back, getting the wrong warp himself.
Christmas has a small misstep at the end trying to go for the Ramby double jump. I get probably botched her inputs a little bit. Loses a little bit of time, but still comfortably in the lead at this point. About a stage ahead.
KBZ going for it and getting the big boy right there. I mean, from right there, there's others. Ooh, going for a waffle bee skip.
Lets you take the damage boost right here instead, and that's optimal.
Again, with the charged up double jump from you doing that big boy back there, allowing you to do a
2 cycles. 2 cycle. Okay, I had to interrupt you.
Cool stuff. You're good. Shouts to Christmas and the 2 cycle.
Yeah.
All right, Christmas out with. I feel pretty good when I can get like a mid 22. She's got a mid 21. That's a little bit different in skill level right there. My gosh. All right, looks like Vayastrike, to note, is able to get the Ramby double jump, so did make up just a little bit of time right there. That was probably about a perfect Ramby rumble. The big boy, the waffle bee skip, and even the double jump at the end. So he's going to need a lot more perfect levels and maybe even more than that at this point to come back, though. That mud hole really put him in a tough spot.
Put him in a muddy hole.
Ha! Got it? To note right there, it looks like I haven't seen Christmas really using much of any safe strats. Had a little bit of sloppiness, took the checkpoint right there.
Yeah, and then doesn't roll under that pit either, so.
Yeah, so interesting. Maybe she kind of feels like, okay, I've really made next to no errors so far. I'm going to take it just a little bit safe on, even there, like, rolling under that rope is very much an intermediate strat. It is not an advanced strat in any way, so might be showing a little bit of nerves on her part, or trying to protect lead. I don't know.
Maybe she's watching Vaya and knows she has a significant lead, so she can take the time loss of grabbing that halfway barrel without actually costing her the race. And it might save her the race if she ends up dying. If she knows where Vaya is.
If she does. And maybe she does at this point. That just seems so uncharacteristic of a high-level player like that to not roll under that. Now, we have brain farts all the time. Maybe she just wasn't thinking this, oh, I just jumped into that rope. I wasn't paying attention. But, yeah, if it was actually her opting out of it, it's an interesting play. It's certainly something with this big of a lead. She can cut little strats all over the place to kind of make sure she wins this race.
Just make sure you don't screw up in Web Woods, PCP, and Chain Link Chamber as well.
Yeah, those are kind of the last 3 levels with wall potential. Now, it is important to note that Christmas, in her first match against Luke, she had spaghetti all over the place. There was so much spaghetti spilling. She actually died on Web Woods multiple times. So despite this lead, it's going to be interesting to see. Now, it was a little bit of a de-rust for her. Didn't have a lot of practice building up to it. But you wonder how much of that was de-rust? Maybe some of it was nerves. I think we'll find that out here pretty soon. Ooh, lost Diddy right there, actually. Hit a few too many of the negative barrels. That's once again going to cost her just a little bit of time.
Yeah, wrong Kong order. It's very easy to get Diddy in the next level. You just jump and glide, but you still have to play as Dixie for a little bit, and that's slow. And then the Kong swap is slow as well.
Yeah, so it's Probably between all that, it's probably close to like a 4 or 5 second mistake.
Yeah.
And it ends
And
up
again,
being
for
her.
intermediate players, beginner players, it's not that big a deal. But
Once again, losing Diddy. Again, really the time loss is going to be just having to take the damage in the first place and swap the Kong. Maybe showing a little bit of nerves. Also taking a very safe pillar section right here.
let's see if she goes for halfway barrel, because this is another level where you optimally don't get it. She does. Okay, so yeah.
This is very interesting. Really looking like kind of an intermediate level Gusty Glade. If Vayastrike can just kind of keep it together, it's, she hasn't made any damning mistakes yet so far. Is able to drop down despite the nerves, it looks like, or playing itself, whatever. She is taking the little bit risky strat here at the end, electing to end the match, end the level with Diddy. All right, this is going to be interesting to see, guys. Go ahead. I mean, I know Vaya's doing Gusty Glade, but check out Christmas. Check out this PCP. We might find out who's going to win the match here in the next 2 levels. Between either safe strats or pressure. Let's see what we got. She's dropping down. Looks good so far, just about down to the parrot. All right, goes through the first kind of hard section. Hits the checkpoint. Hasn't lost a Kong yet. Looking beautiful so far.
Skips midpoint parrot.
Elects to take a 2 damage strat right there.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely probably a safe strat on her part. She probably knows how to do the full damage list.
I would imagine so. It's hard to get a 41, I imagine, without knowing that whole thing.
Or at least trying it, right?
Right. All right, she's in the Web Woods, guys. Here's the next big moment. This is maybe the biggest moment of the entire match for us tonight. Again, Christmas had a very, very rough Web Woods last time. Lost multiple minutes. Can't afford that tonight. Let's see how she's able to execute. Kind of showing some safe strats here. Don't know if it's nerves or just in general making sure she's going to win this match. All right. There are 3 major pits coming up that she has to get over. Takes a death on the first little pit. Didn't even get to the checkpoint. Ooh, that's already... And you wonder, is that going to compound on itself? She's going to get in her head a little bit. Sometimes this fighter just doesn't make platforms for you, even at the highest level. We saw this kill. Ooh, almost took another death there before even getting back to the Squitter section.
And now Vaya's starting up Web Woods, and so less than half a level behind now. Whereas they started this world a full level separated, so see what happens here.
She's able to get past that this time. Should get to the checkpoint. Yeah, she's going to successfully get to the checkpoint at least. Now she has to get through the 3 big pits. Ooh, takes a damage right there. She's not going to be able to take the damage boost, guys. This by itself might allow Vaya to just about tie this up. You have to take it very, very slow if you're not able to take these damage boosts. Ooh, he's coming up. He is right on her tail.
Yeah, this is like a 10-second difference right now. Maybe less.
Almost this entire lead has been made up. That is true. They say it in chat. It is a good save on her part that she just didn't take a death. Otherwise, this is a full-on tie right now.
Nails the second damage boost.
Yeah. I personally find that first pit to be the hardest part. All right, here we go. Vayastrike coming up. His is looking just about perfect as well. Hey, barely makes it. Oh, he did not quite take back the lead, but he is very much back in this race, ladies.
We have a race again, for sure.
That's actually a good point by Void. Possibly the death would have just been faster because then she couldn't do that section with the damage boost. It was close either way. Probably worth it for her to try. All right, both of them are climbing. Ooh, Vayastrike, little thing right there that might mean something in this race, just missed the initial Dixie throw up to the first hook. Webwood's having its way with optimal players at times in this race. We saw it kill Void 3 times in his first match in this tournament. Affecting Christmas here. Christmas had a very commanding lead for her skill level in this going into Webwood. And here we are. She went from very, very green to very, very red in her splits. She is entering Arctic Abyss, sitting there at 30:17 on her timer. It fades in. We'll use her timer to get a rough idea of where Vayastrike is right now. He's entering about a 30:27. Yeah, it is right at about a 10-second disadvantage, which both is small, but it's also somewhat, it can be viewed as big when the players are this skilled. Ooh, Christmas needs to not take a hit from this bad fish. All right.
They're really slow through those Shuris. Those Shuris are difficult, to say the least.
Is that probably the most common place to die in this level?
This level, yeah.
Another hit. Shouldn't take a hit anywhere else in the level, though.
Yeah,
barring
it's still
something
possible.
weird. Anything's possible with this swordfish. All right, she's dropping down. Barring, yeah, she's going to elect to drop back and take a charge into the no on guard side. She is able to get through to 31:17. He's coming up. He probably made up a little bit of time on her right there. Drops down, gets up, hits it. Yeah. It is about, it's still right about an 8 or 9 second advantage right now.
Yeah, and then there's the small bit of time loss that Christmas has in this level, having to get this DK barrel. Oh, actually, Vaya needs it too, so.
Never mind. As it turns out, both of them.
Never mind.
It looks like they lost it. Yeah, it looks like we probably weren't watching Vaya as much right there. It looks like they were both in similar situations.
They both go for the first V skip, but Christmas actually does a small jump, preventing the wind from starting to blow, whereas Vaya does a big jump, and so has to wait for him to fall down a little bit to grab that hook. Slightly better movement from Christmas there.
All right, Christmas moving up with the short hop strategy, getting the damage boost and moves up. What's important to note here is that any sort of loss of a Kong right here, if it's by Christmas, this is a tie match. This is a tied up game, possibly even a small advantage for Vayastrike. So she really needs to make sure she doesn't get hit here, while also going fast. This, you gotta figure both of them are going for Ghetto Beast right here. Yeah. No, she is opting out of it.
There is a setup for it.
She is opting out of it.
Maybe she saw that she didn't have the setup and opted out, but I don't know.
Vaya going for it and nails it. That's going to net him about 2 seconds off this 8 or 9 second lead right now. This is getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few levels to go. 32:57 at the goal. Seeing about it is about right now. It's actually about an 8 second lead, I would say, for Christmas. We've got Castle Crush, where hopefully nothing wrong is going to go here. But after that, we've got Clapper's Cavern, Chainlink Chamber, Toxic Tower, Screech's Sprint. When the lead is big after Chainlink Chamber, it usually doesn't mean much. Usually not going to have a huge time loss. We're down to tiny time losses, guys. Anything by just a couple of, missing, just being a little sloppy on any double jumps from Radley and Omega or anything, this lead is easily made up. To note, this is the winner's bracket. Yeah.
To
note the winner's bracket. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, to note, this is the winner's bracket. So the loser of this will survive to play another day. They'll actually be taking on my co-commentator here, McGill, in a match down in losers.
That's not really a match. That's just a beating, sir. That's just a beating.
Maybe I'm happy you took me out. That's I can just watch that one instead.
Less shameful.
I was sitting there. I didn't know. I know about Christmas. She's, a bit of an old boy in the tournament. Old girl. I don't know something. But Vayastrike, I didn't know a lot about. I was like, oh, maybe if I get past McGill, maybe Vayastrike's not that good. Yeah, no.
Never mind.
If I had somehow got beat you, there would have been no shot. There would have been no chance.
All right, they're out of the auto scroller.
All right, they made it through the final auto scroller with the, thank God it exists, skip, and we are on to Clapper's Cavern.
Not the hardest level, but we can see small errors again.
Yeah, it's
Depending on what happens.
it kind of it regardless of whether these levels have like big mistake potential, you only need small mistake potential, which any of these levels have. Just little bits of errors in movement, how good you are on the fish right here. Do you get the full? I mean, you can lose a couple of seconds to not getting an optimal ending with the throw your girlfriend strats. Seeing a little bit of a strategical difference between the two players on what they do with on guard there. Ooh, Vaya bouncing into the cruncher right there. Didn't see how good the throw your girlfriend struts were from Christmas.
They were very
coming
good.
up, going through the bees, going through the bees, going through the bees, all the way through the cruncher. Very good for her right there. It's probably going to make up a little bit of time right here. Let's see if Vaya can match her. Needs to go all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. Gets both of them. Beautiful. Here we are in chain link. By the way, optimal chain link chamber movement is beautiful to watch. And you are seeing that right now from Christmas. Probably going to see it from Vaya as well. All right, this is the last big one. This one very easily could decide the race. She throws it so quickly and is in there. Vaya's got to match her at this point. Cannot make this mistake. Last big mistake potential of the run. Picks it up, throws it. He is in as well. Here we are, guys. We're going into Toxic Tower. Mikhail, you probably know more about this than me. You can give the play-by-play here.
Yeah, these players are going to be doing a bunch of double jumps. There are 3 types of double jumps. The Omega double jump is the biggest one. You have the true double jump, and you have the mini double jumps. And so they'll be using a combination of all of these to basically make this Radley section extremely fast. The very small windows. You see Vaya just missed the Omega there, and opts just to go around as opposed to trying it again. So maybe he's not as comfortable as Christmas is with them. But he'll go for another Omega right here. Oh, having a little bit of trouble just getting up.
Yeah, to note, Christmas absolutely destroyed that section. That very well could be what gives her the victory. She is sitting here on 1 health. One miss-up, she could run into these bees and cost herself the race.
Yeah, you actually want a damage boost as Squawks, so she took that damage on purpose, but that makes this entire section very risky as a result. Gets through very cleanly, though.
Vaya electing to take the damage boost as well.
Just faster.
This race, Christmas very well could have won it there with that Radley climb right there.
Yes.
That was a very, very legit Radley climb. Moving into Screech's sprint, it's gonna take a bit of a choke on Screech's sprint to give Vaya a shot right here.
Yeah, there's always K Rule, but you don't expect much to happen in K Rule, so it's mostly on sprint at this point.
Christmas with the moonwalk to get through the first Sonic the Hedgehog is able to despawn the Cloaker.
Jumps over the beam.
Moving through.
Very nice.
Moonwalks again through the next 2 hedgehogs. Likely going to take the checkpoint here. Yep. About to say, certainly doesn't want to give away the entire lead on a death right here, and does not take damage on the race skip. So
Vaya goes for the jump and takes damage.
Ooh, probably
Jump the jump.
and takes a death. Might have known he really needed to go all out. Now it's going to take quite the choke by Christmas.
Yes.
She
Christmas
really
also has the halfway point, so yeah. Goes for the jump, gets
so
it.
This is just about done. Wow, that is an incredibly tight sprint.
He's not happy right now, I don't think.
No.
Did the jump though.
I hope he doesn't just take it out on you. I hope he cools off before he gets to your match.
Yeah, Op's out of the halfway point, so he's just trying to save all of the time he can right now.
Yeah.
Either knowing or assuming he's behind.
If you ever want to look at the potential of a K Rule death ending it, you just have to make sure when you're watching, like Darko died a couple, obviously a lower skill level player in Donkey 2 right now, although overall very skilled player, plays like a million games. He died to K Rule like 4 or 5 times. the death only matters once the other player has already entered K. Rool themselves. And it looks like at this point, Vayastrike is into K. Rool. So technically a death by Christmas does hand the win, or at least the lead, back over to Vaya. But yeah, I mean, this was such a close match. Basically, Christmas won it. It's nice to see, like, not someone lost it, she won it on her rapid climb.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
All right, moving through. It'll be interesting to see. I would assume Christmas is going to take all of these throws relatively safe. Vaya might try to go for basically task throws.
Yeah. Given that we've seen him go for the jump and skip halfway barrel, whatnot, he's trying to save every second he can now.
Yeah. It is, I mean, because we talk about deaths, you can just miss a cycle on K. Rool and cost yourself upwards of like 30 seconds. So it's not, going for the frame savers right now, it's not like you're just rooting for a death right now if you're Vaya.
Yeah, one cycle is a lot of time, especially I think the purple smoke cycle, which I think the purple smoke cycle is really long. So. Oh, that one doesn't cycle back on itself though, so never mind.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, I don't think that one does, but I couldn't remember. I was like, I'm gonna trust you on that. I don't know.
That was my bad.
Okay. I've made enough bads tonight, and someone else has to even it out.
No, technically it does, but you just have to miss the throw, which is not like...
Sure. Not at that point.
Yeah.
All right, Christmas coming up here close. Not going to get a 41. The death on Webb Woods, unfortunately, cost her, just kind of the Webb Woods in general, cost her a 41.
Go for an optimal throw there and miss it, but he managed to salvage it.
Yeah. Yeah, at first when I was playing the game, when I played the game casually and I was learning this in the 12-hour challenge, I had assumed that if you throw it early, it's an automatic miss cycle. It doesn't until you actually get close to K. Rool. If you can get back, pick up the ball, turn around and throw, then you can still save it. And that is a mid 42, and her split's looking like a 42-32 for Christmas.
Yeah, and the race timer is showing the same, 42-32.
So GG to her. She will be moving on to face Feast in the next round. 42-32, worth noting, one of the best times in the tournament so far. I don't think there's actually been a 41 in this tournament. Is that right?
Not yet.
There's been a 40.
There's been a 40.
There's been just a straight up 40, but that's maybe the 5th 42, something like that so far.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Yeah. So either way, one of the best performances in the tournament so far, so good for her. Really, that was a Webb Woods away from being the second best time in the tournament by far. So very, very strong showing by her. And Vayastrike finishing off probably with a 43 himself. I don't have the race channel up myself.
The race channel is 43-27, so.
That's going to beat a lot of people.
No, my PB is better than that, so I can win.
Ooh, all right. You got a shot.
It's within the realms of possibility.
About to say it, once again, there'll be an interesting dynamic next match, because you obviously play very consistent. I mean, you got a 44-18 tonight. That's really not that far off of what Vayastrike got tonight. A few more, a death on Webb Woods, and then bam, you got the win right there. So just like that, I'm rooting for you. I need you to win the whole thing, so I look better.
Looks like we've got Vayastrike in here. How's it going, Vaya?
How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Vaya. Well,
it's a pretty crazy race.
Yeah, were you paying attention to the race at all?
Yeah, I was watching her the whole time. I was pretty shocked when I realized I came really, really close to her in Webb Woods, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that was pretty interesting. And then I kind of had a really bad World 6, which didn't go so well. But whatever. She played really well.
Yeah,
it was a close race
That's-
pretty much the whole time.
yeah, that's definitely one of those where you tip your cap. I mean, certainly going into it, you guys only 13 seconds apart in your PBs. Did all you could. So, I mean, overall, what's your feeling going into the next round?
Well, I guess it's against this guy over here, right, McKill?
Yeah, go
So
easy on me.
Well, I just got a time that you are capable of beating. So
yeah, technically, it's possible.
yeah. All right, anyway,
We
I think
also
Chris
have
is
Christmas here. Hello, Chris.
Hi.
Hello, Chris. GG.
Thank you.
What are your immediate thoughts? Look pretty good on this end.
My thoughts are play like the Claude. that's how he's
what I
one.
strive to be every day is playing like the Claude.
No, he's very safe in races, like very, very safe. So that's exactly how I played.
Lots of little strat differences. I'd like to note real quick before we go on with this interview, I love every time the races turn out like this, where it looks like an enemy walks off one screen and turns into something else on the next screen, because we got perfect sync on that right now. But yeah, I mean, obviously you had a very, very solid run where you really weren't giving Vaya much of an opportunity to claw back into it. What was going through your mind? It felt like we were noticing maybe a few safe strats from you in World 5, even as early as 5-1. Were you watching the race? Did you kind of make the decision that you were going to take it a little safer at that point, or just that nerves?
Well, I had a little birdie keeping tabs for me while I was playing. He
I
was,
don't know if that's legal in this tournament. I don't know. You might have to reveal who it was. I just am a dirty screen watcher. I just straight up watch the other screen, so that's completely understandable.
No, I really don't like watching while I play, but I did have like some insight on how ahead I was at certain points, so I just said, I'll opt to do 2-day in PCP, even though I'm very comfortable doing 1-day. I just said, you know what? On the very off chance that I just somehow like bonk into the B or I get a bad headbutt, let me just do 2-day because I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, so that was my thought process there.
Yeah, we were noticing, just little things all throughout World 5. So we were wondering if maybe they were nerves or not, but that's a little bit of strategy I like to hear. With that is actually the final match of the winners round for top 32. We're now down to the final 8 up in the winners bracket. You're going to be facing off against one of the top seeds, the number 3 overall seed Japanese runner in Feast. What's your feeling going into that match?
It's going to be very tough.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very tough. Feast is a very, very good player, and it's going to be a hard one for me, for sure.
It's as this tournament is going on, we're just seeing more and more close races where one opponent makes one mistake, the other opponent's just not going to give up the lead. You never fully gave up the lead to Vaya right there. Vaya, in you watching the match, were you feeling like after the initial mistakes on Cleaver, were you pretty negative on yourself at that point, or did you think, all right, at some point Christmas is going to make a mistake, right?
Cleaver didn't bother me at all, really.
Okay.
It was definitely, I pretty much kind of went on tilt in Mudhole. And at that point, I figured it was completely over. But she had a little bit of a Web Woods problem. I got kind of maybe back within 15 seconds-ish. I don't know, maybe?
It was 10 seconds, I think, coming out.
So...
I think leaving, you went for Ghetto Bees and got them. Christmas elected out of them. It was an 8-second advantage for Christmas coming out of that. Assuming also coming out of Castle Crush. So yeah, effectively with 4 levels and K Rool to go, it was an 8-second game. And then what was really nice about it, and Vaya, I'm sure you would have liked to have had a little bit better climb. I don't feel like this was a match, and McKill, you agreed with me earlier. This wasn't a match that was lost. This was won by your climb, Chris. What was going through your mind when you had that Radley climb in Toxic Tower?
Oh, I thought it was pretty awful, actually. But I missed.
Really?
I missed the true double jump in the beginning, and then I missed another true double jump that I do, like in the midsection. I mean, everything else, I think I missed one. I missed the initial true double jump on the way up to the first, or the barrel, the top barrel. So yeah, I mean, I really wasn't happy with that Rattly at all. But I mean,
Ooh.
yeah.
It looked good to us.
Boy, the difference between a 41 and a 45. I'm sitting there like, that looked great. That would probably beat my PB by like 30 seconds in that section alone. All right. Well, that's what you're getting, ladies and gentlemen. As we go through this tournament, you're just going to notice all these like little itty bitty subtle differences where apparently that Chris climb right there was absolute garbage. So what do we know? Yeah, that climb's going to beat most people in the tournament, but here we are. There's probably, I guess we'll judge you harder on that climb when you play Feast.
Okay,
So,
good.
both of these players, thankfully, we had all these losers round matches tonight. We sadly had to say goodbye to a bunch of runners. Myself, Wexel, we had to say goodbye to who else was down there? Let me check real quick. We said goodbye to Sylvite, and we said goodbye to Xander. So goodbye to the four of us. We got 3 players moving on in losers, 1 player dropping down into losers, and 1 person moving into top 8. For both of you, obviously, best of luck with your future matches.
Thank you.
Mikhail, best of luck to you as well. I guess I should.
Yes.
I guess I shouldn't just wish Vaya good luck. Actually, Vaya, if you can like pull it back a little bit, that would be great. So,
I'll get right on that.
Yeah,
all right,
do
just
all
work
the
on
specs.
pulling it back.
All right.
Yeah, we noticed
World
that
1 to
neither
work
one.
less, okay?
All right, so do both of you just hate Swag Balloon?
I mean, not really. I back a couple years ago when the Donkey Festival happened, I was like, I dropped the second to last. You had to reach 10 to win. It was a Swagloon contest. And I dropped the second to last one. I was like one of the last people in it. But I think ever since then, I've been like cursed. And I could never get it. I used to love it. I went for it all the time. And then never again.
Oh, that betrayed you. Vaya, what was your feeling on Swag Balloon?
It's too hard for me, man.
It's just too hard, dude.
Like a frame perfect jump.
I just want to sit on the
If you
cart
guys
and
ever
enjoy
need a
it.
tutorial, if you guys need a tutorial, I'll show you at AGDQ or whatever you guys show up to a major event. I get it. Like, y'all are sitting here just putting all this time into like rattly double jumps and crap. Like, I'll show you the important stuff. It'll be great.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you at GDQ.
See you at GDQs. Well, that was an awesome race once again, guys. Got really, really tight there at the start of World 6. And both these players, again, get to live on to fight another day. So that was a lot of matches. Bam, all in a row.
Yeah, that's actually almost the end of the schedule.
Yeah.
There's 2 matches scheduled, one for Tuesday and one for Wednesday. There are probably going to be more over time.
Yeah,
But-
we kind of were cleaning up a lot of matches in this round. A lot of the matches that right now are set to go just got set tonight. So you probably won't see any more, 8 matches in one night like we saw the other night. But look out, guys, because the matches are only going to get better from here. We're getting down to the cream of the crop of players. So with that, Mikhail, I guess we were around for forever tonight. I did not intend on
Yeah,
this.
I guess, as both racers and commentators for the whole stream.
Yeah. So
Great. Good
okay.
work. Good work, Spike.
Yeah, good work to us. I'm gonna give us a round of applause. Yeah, good job for us. So, all right, guys. Well, that is it for Donkey 2 for the night. We'll see you in the future matches. We're just about down to the top 24 left. Should be a lot of fun. Do we have a rate target? Miguel, do you have a choice?
Do I have a choice? I don't know. I'm gonna say
Let's
no.
see who's playing right now. All right, I'm gonna let's go to SRL. See who's doing what right now. Oh, Donkey 2 on Speed Game. Let's
Wait a second.
Wait a damn minute.
Ethan's doing a DKC 3.
Hey, Eason's good people. And that's more Donkey for you guys. All right, well let's send you guys over to twitch.tv/Eason himself. What are we telling him?
I don't know. J-Can style. Just J-Can style, guys. That's all we need.
What is that? J-Can?
J-Can style. Do you not know the emote, Spike? It's the
No,
best.
you put it in, dude. You put it in. I don't know.
Unbelievable. Everybody else knows the emote.
I'm not up to date on memes. I've just been playing Donkey 2, which I know inherently should make me good at memes.
Chat spam J
Donkey 2 for like a week.
Yeah, you guys know what's up.
Yeah, guys, head on over to Eason. Throw that into chat. Throw it into his chat. Whatever he is, let him know. And cool. I think that does it for us here at Speed Gaming for the night. We'll see you guys in the future for more Donkey 2. See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. GG, Chris.
Yeah, GG, Vaya. That was it's a good race.